I'm Linda Condit. I'm chair of the Leap of Faith team for Emerson UU Church in Houston, Texas. And I want to tell you how honored that we were to be selected as a participant in this program.
When we got a phone call from Susan Smith over this past summer saying, guess what, you're a Leap of Faith congregation. And I said, when I was talking with her, what's that? This church was planted here in 1960. Hard to believe now, but when the church started, there was not a single building around here, and it was a treeless pasture. Now we're surrounded by tall apartment buildings and office buildings and townhouse complexes, and trees are everywhere. Houston, you probably do not know, is an immense city with a tremendous number of people who very likely would be Unitarian Universalists if they knew about it. And we were puzzled. How come we are not growing like we should?
We're very excited about the idea of growing the church. Now, when we went to New Orleans, we had an assignment to select our adaptive challenge, and we thought that our challenge was to increase our membership, to move the members to long-term members, and to improve our stewardship function. But after we got to New Orleans, we had some wise counsel from Nancy Bowen, and she suggested that really what our adaptive challenge was to focus on making our UU faith more explicit in the congregation and in our daily lives.
After you've been in a church for a while, you have your sort of favored patterns for explaining why something happens or doesn't happen. The advantage that we had by participating in the Leap of Faith program is that we got to disrupt some of those routine conversations that we had in our heads and think newly about our circumstance.
In other words, we were looking at a culture change, a new way of looking at things, and a new way of thinking.
This was particularly helpful when we went off to visit with our mentor congregation, Cedar Lane in Bethesda, Maryland. When do you often spend that much concentrated effort studying another congregation, not just minister to minister, but also lay leader to lay leader? The conversations were very rich and very productive, mostly because it allowed us to get what we called the balcony view on what was going on in our own congregation.
We toured their facilities, which are lovely, and met with their board of directors and with many of their committees, and had wonderful conversations. We learned a lot about how they go about doing things, and then we shared some information with them, and that was very, very helpful. And then we were also fortunate that their Leap of Faith team came to Houston, and we showed them around Houston. We had them tour our church, and just as we had done in Bethesda, they attended our Sunday service and other activities on Sunday. So we both have been able to see each other's churches and give our impressions.
The results have been outstanding. The Leap of Faith team not only has done a lot of analytical work, and they've also made a lot of effort to have sustained contact with leadership in the congregation. It is our great desire that we not only learn a lot of things through this program, but we also have the opportunity to put them into practice. The Leap of Faith team went before the Board of Trustees and asked for a charter.
The charter was approved by our Board of Trustees, and this will provide support to us in going forward with the recommendations, and then more importantly with the implementation. So I'd say thank you to the UUA supporters for this program, and thank you for including us in what has been a very worthwhile endeavor.
It's been an exciting journey, And we're looking forward to the next several months as more of our insights about our practices and our life at Emerson UU Church in Houston, Texas will continue to unfold, and we expect very good things to happen in this great city.